Hi, everybody. My name is Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom in Food with Keto, under 20 total grams, but for the day. But my grams of total carbs are actually 7.5, and that's how I'm doing it. I can't believe the carnivore women that watch this channel that comment that have felt great. It seems to be a food program where a lot of you thrive much more better than survive. I think it's great. And I want you to keep on posting and keep on watching because you're teaching us. I'm in the middle. I've drastically reduced my total carbs. In fact, if I wasn't having my leftover stew today with the cauli crumbles and the Brussels sprouts chopped up in it, it would be very, very low. And it would be like 50 grams of that baby butter lettuce from Olivia's. But yeah, it's so good to hear from you. It's funny, Keto Mad Mike suggested that I watch somebody, and so I went to look him up, and lo and behold, I'd already subscribed to him a long time ago. The YouTube community of keto and carnivore is just bursting, and so it's amazing who I just don't get to. And I used to watch No Excuse Girl, and she's this lovely young woman from Hawaii, and she would call me her keto Grammy. And I used to watch her a while ago, and then she got kind of lost in the morass of people. And she showed up on my feed where she was going carnivore and her first full day of eating and what that was about. And then now she hasn't been seen since. And Aaron on Holista, who was the best cook I've ever seen, I'm like licking the screen like a dog on the TV ad. um, she disappeared too, and so it's amazing to see what happens to us after a while, and it's so sad because Erin from Holista was on for like 9 months. No Excuse Girl. She did great things. Like she followed the 30-day cleanse from Maria Emmerich about a year ago, maybe. And I learned a lot from her and how the recipes looked once cooked, more than just a picture. And so all these valuable people come and go. And I guess it is that kind of a food plan. I don't know. And her name is Esther, No Excuse Girl, and she had been bulking up, and I don't know why, but it showed her at the gym getting weighed in, and she weighed the most that she's ever weighed in a long time, and she said she was okay with that. So I don't know. I don't know what her decision was to make her kind of leave keto for a while and then bulk up and then decide to do the carnivore but never come back. So we learn a lot, and sometimes it's sometimes I have abandonment issues. I don't know about you guys, but for a lot of us, the struggle of plugging in and staying consistent remains one of the biggest deterrents and self-sabotaging things that we end up doing to ourselves. And it's not like we set out to do that. It's just that we get so much confusing information. So even though I've changed up a few things in my own personal food plan, what it has allowed me is to become open and understanding to everybody else's way of doing things and accepting them. Two things that probably won't change are my glasses that are not anti-glare and my saying a lot. So for those of you that wish I would change these instead of features about me in my videos, sorry about those things. That's just part of my package. I'm 68 and I do what I can. My next doctor's visit is 6 months away. So these glasses won't be changing. Seeing when you get new glasses, they're $600 or $700. And so yeah. And my yep, I come from the land of I guess, and that's just how it goes. So I'm sorry if it aggravates you, if you have to leave. I get it. I'm sorry. But anyway, so those are just a couple of the constructive emails that I've received. So today I am having my leftover stew, and I'm looking forward to that. Um, my macros are as follows. My calories are 1,477 calories. My protein is 68.5 grams of protein. My carbs are 7.5 total carbs, and my fat is 132. Take that fat. I might adjust it a little bit more. I might knock off I might make the 2 tablespoons of oils 1.5. We'll see, but I'm doing that. And so in a few minutes, I've got the oven heating up. I've got my organic little chicken, which, as most of you can tell, I never eat, but it was on sale through the Prime and the Amazon and the Whole Foods, and slide your little marker thing under. So I did that, and I will be making kind of a Cobb salad a couple of times this week for myself. I will hard boil some of my jumbo Pete and Jerry eggs, and I'm looking forward to that. Just a little change up, and still have my cottage cheese and bacon bits and everything else. So I'll just have some shredded chicken. And it's all the fault of a chef on Dr. Oz that was shredding up some chicken and making a couple of salads. So I don't usually do it. I'm not a big chicken breast proponent, but because there's the good oils and the cottage cheese and the eggs in the salad and the bacon bits, it's all kind of matching up. And so one of my clients has asked me to watch somebody and tell me what I think of how she does her food plan. I have listened to her, but not to the extent that I know what her philosophy is on food. So I will tune that in. She's got some recent videos and do that. And it's Amy Berger, I think, if any of you are familiar with her. And so that's what I am up to. Maybe boring to some of you, but to me, it is that nice, consistent, same, can be counted on food plan and the means that I get here. Today is Monday as I record this, and on Mondays I do a lot of food prep. Greg gets the same sides Monday through Friday, so I can make some in advance and it doesn't change the food part of it. So I like to get that done. So I'll put the chicken in and go to my 12-step meeting and then come back, and then that's done for tomorrow. And I'll shred up the meat. I have that salad planned twice this week. So it's just a little bit different. And that means no taco salad, I think. Yeah. I got some more short ribs from Whole Foods because they're at $5.59, organic, grass-fed short ribs. And so I have the most of them, and I got a jar of beef tallow from there too. Kind of pricey, $20 for the bottle, the jar, but it's in the fridge, and I'll use it a tablespoon at a time, and we'll see. I'm going to have our filet mignons heated up in that instead of butter on Wednesday, and so we'll see how it tastes. Greg really isn't familiar with the taste. I said, I know how the taste was. I was the French fry piggy from McDonald's days when I would take my little Boston Whaler over there and get my couple of large French fries because they were fried in tallow until that became unhealthy, like the coconut oil at the movie theaters for the popcorn. And isn't it funny? Those are the two saturated fats that we learn we can have here. So, yep, I'll be doing that. Those are just my little change-ups. It's fall, definitely. It was 50 degrees when I woke up this morning. That means heat. I was thinking this robe is too light, but with heat, it's okay. So, it's all about your little world, isn't it? I don't know how you guys are with your little world, but my small little world, I like to have those sort of things in order, my foods, my home, things like that. And then the bigger parts of life as they flow in and can disappoint or upset or change things. Those regular little things are all set. That's why when I think of the hurricane victims and things like that, I can't imagine being torn out of your house, or the fires, and what it does to them, besides the PTSD, but just the out of their routine. And so every day that I wake up and I can have my goodies and my food and my home and my kitties, everything all nice in place with Greg, I feel very blessed. And my keto is the most calming thing I've ever had in my life. I don't know about you guys. It's not that I don't still think about food. It's not that I'm really hungry by the time I sit down to eat, but it's taken care of and I can look forward to it, and not in that frantic way where I feel if I take a bite, it could bring on a binge that is, just catastrophic in my world and supersedes any one I had before then, before I got here to keto. So I'm very happy. I definitely pay attention to my body. When I listened to an interview, it was more like a dialogue with two men. It was Scott, the truck driver, and his friend. I think his name is Chris. And it was an interesting interview. It was recently, so it was definitely in. Well, this is taped for October, so it was definitely in September that happened. If you go to look it up, and it was over an hour long, and I learned some things. It was interesting. He does things different because he's a male and he's a runner, and yeah, he likes to run. He doesn't lift. So it was interesting. He seems very lean and like a low, what do they call those things? Not a heavyweight boxer, a midweight, featherweight. He seemed smaller. I think he said he weighed 175, but he looked 160 when he stood up for all of us. And it was a great talk, but I do have to tell you that the last 20 minutes, as they talked about their BMs, it got a little locker room for me, but that's just me. Insightful, but I was kind of cringing because I was just imagining them sitting around those campfires with the ladies that were there. And does this sort of talk bother them? I don't know. Anyway, that was just a little aside. So it's time for me to wrap it up. Put the laundry in the dryer, put the bird in the oven, put the body in a bathtub, and move on with my day. Thank you so much for watching. And I need you guys. It's always a pleasure to do these videos Monday through Friday. And, a cup of coffee's worth. I've had mine. I hope you've enjoyed yours, and I will see you the next time. This has been Sarah. Pearls of wisdom and food with just chitter chatter on a cold October morning. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye for now.